Hi everyone, I'm working on this bratz doll. This is one where her makeup was ruined, so I removed the lipstick completely and I removed some of the eyeshadow. You'll see little traces of like glitter there, but yeah, she was in quite a bad way when I got her, and she's got like random cut piece of hair there. But what I'm going to do is turn her into a kind of like a mini-me. The hair is not the exact same at the minute, obviously, but I am growing my hair out, so eventually I want my hair this length, so that's why I've left it this length. And for now, for this one, for the little funny bit of hair, I'll just clip it back like so. She's got on a little jumper and jeans and fluffy slippers, because that's the sort of thing I would wear a lot. The only thing is she's got blue eyes, so I need to change her eye colour. So, and what I'm doing is, obviously I'm not going for a portrait doll, obviously, otherwise I'd have to repaint it completely. What I'm going for is just like a little sort of dolly representation of me. So I'm going to give her brown eyes. I'm just using some brown acrylic paint. It's burnt umber, it's actually this stuff. And I'm going to give her brown eyes. So to do this you just need a really teeny brush. This is, it's a Royal and Langnickel. It says 20 there, I don't know what that means, but either way it's tiny. So I want to get right in where the blue is, but I don't want to mess up where the black is. So as you can see, I'm just changing her eye colour. I'm just using little strokes. I'm just going a bit at a time, because the aim is to colour in the blue part of the eye and keep the rest of it like so. Hopefully you can see that. So blue one, brown one. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. And because I'm using quite a thin wash of paint, I can still see the lines through the paint. You know, there's like little lines that they've put in the centre of the eye, and I can still see those through the paint, so that's good. I don't have to put that detail back on. Just gonna make sure it's nice and even, like so. Then I'm going to give her a little bit of colour to her lips, not much though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the teeniest touch of crimson, like literally teeny weeny, and to that I'm going to add some titanium white. Once I've rinsed the brush off, that is. And basically I want like a very, very delicate sort of pinky colour. I'm not adding a lot of colour to her lips at all. So it's like a sort of peachy colour almost. peachy pink. Right then. Probably do with this being a bit darker, but never mind, I can always do that later. Sorry if the picture jiggled a bit then, I knocked the phone. So I'm recording this on my phone while it's on charge. So sometimes I catch the cable with my brush. Okay, so what I've done this time is I've added a little bit more of the crimson to the mixture. So it's a bit more pink. I'm just using a little dab of water just to help blend that out. So it's quite warm in my studio today, so this is drying really quick. And I want to paint it on as smoothly as I can. Because you want to do thin layers, a little bit at a time, because what you don't want is big thick blobs of paint. You want it to be quite thin little layers, and that way you can get a nice smooth finish. And in case you're wondering as well, I don't normally repaint the Bratz girls, but because her paint was already ruined, I've repainted her. So what I've done is I've kept like the original shape of the eyes. I could change it if I wanted, but I quite like the shape of the eyes already. And obviously when I cleaned her up, she had no blush left. This was all peeling off when I had her, apart from the eyebrow, like the top bit where the glitter is. So I've done minimal makeup removal on her. And then because she was already no longer looking like the doll she was, I decided to turn her into a mini-me. Sorry about the lighting change, the sun keeps going in. So there you go, she's got a little pink lip and brown eyes. Now what I need to do is put the shine back in her eyes. Rinse off my brush first, otherwise it's going to be pink. I'm going to take a bit of that white, that titanium white, and some water. Don't need quite that thin. Like so. And she has got a little light spot there in her eye, but I'm just going to make it a bit bigger and a bit brighter. Just a little. maybe another dot just underneath. Like so. And then all I need to do now is give her a little bit of blush. And because I don't want to use primer or anything, I'm going to just use acrylic paint for it. So what I'm doing is I'm getting a very thin wash of pink. So basically I'm getting loads of water and some of that pinky colour and the crimsony colour I was using from before. It's very, very watery. Like so. And I'm quite a pale person anyway, so I'm not going to put a lot on, but I'm just going to put a little wash of this pink over the top, just to give a little bit of colour to the cheeks, and then just put that on my finger. So basically what I'm looking at is to sort of, it's like a stain really, so like I'm applying the pink to the face and then just pat it off, so it's like a little thin wash of it instead of being like a big blob of colour. So I know it looks a bit like clown makeup when I do it like that, but what I do is I give that a second and then take my tissue, tap that off, and it'll leave a little bit of colour on the doll, just a little. Got something there on her, I don't know what that is. Come on, get off, fluff. Not helping. And I'm just building up layers of this little pinky wash slowly over time. Just little bit by little bit. And then pat off the excess. I'm going to put a little bit there as well because I sometimes get a bit red on my forehead, just a little. That's just to give her a little bit of colour to her cheeks and to her forehead. Just so she's not quite so pale. It does show up more in real life than it does on camera. So basically a blob of pink on the skin, like so. Give it a couple of seconds, because what I want is like a very light stain to the doll. And then just pat off the excess. It gives me a nice little pinky patch. Same on this side. Apply it on. Give it a couple of seconds. Pat it off. And it does start to build up. But you do have to do it bit by bit, otherwise it does look like clown makeup. So thin wash. Leave it till you count to, I don't know, about 10 or something. And then pat it off. And I'm going to put a little bit of pink on her chin. And on the tip of her nose. Again, give that a couple of seconds and pat off the excess. And I've got a very slight pink stain to each cheek, just to give a bit of colour to her. Like so. A bit more on the tip of her nose. And there you go. And then all I need to do is I've got to somehow figure out how I'm going to give her plugs and paint her nails. And then she's done. So what I'm going to do now is take I'll take some black because I've normally got black or purple nail varnish on. I'll give her black. Obviously this will all get like a layer of varnish afterwards, especially on the fingers, because it'll come off really quick on the fingers if I don't. So I'm taking some black on my brush and I'm going to give her little black fingernails. And like hers, my nails are always short, because otherwise they get in the way of me painting and drawing. So that's that hand. And I'm going to do the other one. What I like about the bratz doll hands is the little nail area is quite clearly defined. So it's just a case of following that shape. And hoping your brush doesn't dry out too quick. Come on. It's too wet now. Come on. You want your acrylic paint fairly runny, like the consistency of nail polish, but not too runny so it'll come straight back off. And there's the other nail, other hand. Next here. And then what I'm going to do afterwards, once she's fully dry, is I'm going to get some Liquitex varnish and mix it with some water to thin it out, and then just touch that in little areas where I've painted. I'm not going to paint the whole doll's face or anything. I'm not too bothered if the blush eventually comes off, I can always put that back on, but because it's a stain, it should stay on pretty well. The lips and the eyes I'll give like a very tiny touch of gloss varnish to. Same with the little fingernails. And that's it. That's painting my little mini me bratz doll. All I've got to do now is get her a hoodie. That's the only thing she's missing, which is something, as you can see, I'm always wearing. I've always got a black hoodie on, so I need to make her a little black hoodie, or I might crochet one, I don't know yet. And then she'll be done. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.